Taylor Swift is the biggest literally me character for the "you'll never find another like me's."
You'll never find another girl like me ever again.
And at the moment is one of, if not the biggest, musical artists on the planet. Around the globe, Swifties are known for one thing: their passion, albeit too much sometimes. Way too much. I swear to God, the face for white people memes is just Swifties and when there's coleslaw at the function, like we're not escaping the fucking allegations, just stop. Eras was her tour that started on March 17th, 2023 and is supposed to go until the end of December in 2024, so the end of this year. Every single one of them being a different theme or emotion. A lot of her albums are supposed to point to a different point in her life, which is why I guess she's able to connect with a lot of different people who have had the same kind of situation as her in lots of different points in her life.
Story time on why I broke up with my boyfriend for a Taylor Swift album release.
People genuinely worship her and it freaks me out. She says hello everybody and all of a sudden it's like... The music industry, people associate it with what's new, what's the best music right now that resonates with the listeners, or is it just some big conspiracy, industry plans, or some big religious, satanic gathering? I don't really think... A lot of people find her music cliche or redundant, going on about relationship over relationship over
what
relationship.
The hell,
But I will say to her credit, where credit is due, she does have a lot of music about just relationships in general, or about other people's relationships. Still a lot, though. I'm not saying I like it, obviously it's not my cup of tea, but looking at it from a critical standpoint, I would assume it's working out pretty good for her, considering, yeah. Some people dedicate their entire personality, or at least their online persona, to knowing everything about Taylor, her life, and the lore surrounding her songs.
Out of the woods. Ready for it? The Blood Pop remix.
Swifties, from an outside view, from someone such as myself, seem to be one of the biggest fan bases, groups, cliques, or cults, however you see it. One of my least favorite groups. I would have a fucking PhD if I could memorize like this. Although the problem isn't limited to the internet, it is a lot more common and accessible now. The Kardashians, weebs. In the 2010s, there was the fucking Bieber Fever fans. Oh yeah, and literally every K-pop and boy band ever. We had the likes of Michael Jackson, where tens of thousands would show up just to where he was reported to be, and it was his hotel room. Not even where he was playing. Content creation, content consuming, and just the reach that social media has grows every single day. People's hobbies can be centered around an entire person, worshipping them in an almost godlike way. When our lives are surrounded by people who you've never met or don't actually exist outside of a screen, you're bound to develop something called a parasocial relationship.
But you can't just magically make me feel better. Oh yes, I can, mamacita. Come here, I give you hamon kiss. Hamon kiss!
What this means is it often involves someone feeling as though they have a close and intimate relationship with someone who they've never met. Examples of parasocial relationships can include emotional intensity, unhealthy behaviors, and obsession. I do think stalking is probably one of the biggest points we can make here. It's one thing to be obsessing with someone's work, but to be constantly looking them up online and following every single intricacy of their life. Obsessing over their relationships, who they're dating, especially in this case. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. Actual parasocial relationships can be a lot more common than you might think. Parasocial relationship can be big or small for something that is as little as being proud of someone's achievements without even knowing them and becoming defensive when someone discredits them. Swifties have done this time and time again, demonstrating just how loyal they are. When anything slightly bad happens to them, they immediately go to the defense. Yes, the keyboard warriors. It's like genuinely so funny to me because you know the Kanye West drama that they have, all of this beef, where it started years ago of Kanye interrupting, what was it, like the Grammys or some music show awards and saying Beyonce had the best album of the year.
For you, I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
There have been no public fights between Kanye or Taylor at all. It is purely existing online in the fan bases from the Swifties and the really, really hardcore Kanye fans.
Fortnite balls, I'm gay, I like boys, I kidnap autistic kids.
I'm not saying I dislike Taylor Swift. The numbers and the statistics don't lie, they're right there, and yes, she can buy my entire bloodline, and can cater to her audience extremely well. During COVID, what did people watch? Influencers, streamers, celebrity singers. Hell, there's even like Princess Diana stans. Parasocial relationships, they're not exactly healthy, but it's almost impossible to escape them nowadays. You need to be aware of how much time in your life you're willing to dedicate towards someone for simply just entertaining you. Because if you're willing about being passionate about something to the point of obsession, you need to understand how much of yourself you're willing to lose for someone who will never know who you are. You should do that for me. Subscribe.